Tom, say what's up to the vlog, bro.
Going on, vlog. How we doing? Merry Christmas, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Does every athlete use performance-enhancing drugs or some form of drugs to enhance their performance? No, they don't all use them, and it depends what you consider an athlete. Are they a professional athlete? Are they doing it for fun? Are they doing it just to stay in shape? There's a lot of questions you gotta answer. Am I an athlete because I try to run marathons and I exercise and go out? Maybe. I don't use performance-enhancing drugs. At least I don't think I do. Depends, again, what you consider performance-enhancing drugs. But I do think you would be surprised how many athletes do use performance-enhancing drugs. Let's go and dive into it.
As you can see,
So there was a recent Joe Rogan podcast with my boy Derek from More Plates, More Dates. All right, and if you don't know who that is a guy who has a YouTube and social media account where he basically breaks down his opinion of what athletes are using what drugs, how they are cycling, how they are beating the tests, what are the testing like, what's their history drug use, what's their body composition, all these different things. And it's a really interesting channel, and he's actually blown up because he's one of the only guys. There's a few other guys like Greg Doucette who break down what these athletes are actually using, how they're beating the test, how the testing is maybe rigged, how the testing companies are maybe paid off and rigged. And that's okay. It's what it is. It's sport at the highest level for a lot of dinero, a lot of cash, green, right? And that's the reality. That is the reality. Check him out, More Plates, More Dates. I love him. I love him so much. This video is actually sponsored by me. No, I'm just kidding. Shout out to More Plates, More Dates, sponsoring this video. No, but check him out. And yeah, again, you would be surprised how many athletes are using performance-enhancing drugs.
that is much bigger than that one. And you can kind of see, it's a little hard to see in the light, but I can see it better.
A really great question is, should performance-enhancing drugs even be illegal? Why are they illegal, right? If they're just playing sports and it's just a game, just be all juiced up and take the best things and try to be the best athlete you can be. Then there is an argument in physical sports like NFL football, boxing, MMA, UFC, things like that. If you're taking performance-enhancing drugs and you can inflict more physical harm and damage to your opponent, which is kind of what the sport is based on, then you have obviously a super large advantage. And also, you could really hurt someone, really hurt someone, possibly kill somebody if you're that much stronger and physically capable compared to your opponent. So that is a pretty argument of why not to be on drugs. But then if they're all on drugs, if you're fighting a guy loaded up on TRT, HGH, all these fucking steroids, and you then load up on all that stuff, is that a fair fight? If you're both signing up knowing you're both on performance-enhancing drugs, steroids, and you're willing to fight each other, is that okay? I don't know. And let's use LeBron James for an example. He's a lot richer than the average NBA player. And is it fair that he is using his wealth to get doctors and the highest form of treatment to recover better and have a long-lasting career? And maybe the treatment that the doctors are prescribing maybe, is a little cocktail of something, maybe. I don't know, a little HGH, little testosterone, a little something, little human growth hormone, I already said it, HGH. Maybe a little EPO, I don't know, why would he be taking EPO? Maybe, I don't know. A little testosterone, recovery, maybe, I don't know. And is that fair though, that he can provide, if it were to be legal, let's say everybody in the NBA is allowed to use that, LeBron has more money and more income, so he can allocate more money, more income, and get better resources, and have a longer lasting career than Joe Schmo, who doesn't make that much money and can't have those resources and can't have the longevity of a career. Would that be fair? I don't know. But then it would be an open playing field for Joe Schmo to try to take even maybe more cocktails and then challenge LeBron's superiority on the court. I don't know. And is it wrong for Lance Armstrong to get stripped of all 7 of his Tour de France titles when they knew that basically everybody in the peloton and the people that scored and placed in the top 20 basically every year all tested positive for EPO and performance-enhancing drugs, but they kind of kept their titles, they kept their place, and they just squashed old Lance Armstrong? Is that fair? Is that fair? Should they just all be on EPO? Cycling is a dirty sport, and they try to sell it like it's clean, and they drug test, and they get, we gotta make sure nobody's using any drugs. It's like, bro, look at the Tour de France, you can't do it without drugs. And it gets faster every year. It's like, oh well, if you remove the drugs, the speed would probably go down. It's like, nope, remove the drugs, it got faster the year after. Let's go, baby. So we know that's not really working. And is it fair for Lance to be the poster child and take the downfall for the whole EPO movement in cycling? I don't know. Is that fair? Or should they all just be on EPO? Should they legalize EPO and legalize PEDs and then give Lance his titles back? I don't know. Oh my God, my camera just came out of my face. But I got a really busy day, guys, so got to make this vlog short. Stay tuned. Subscribe for the rest of Vlogmas. What do you think? You think every athlete is on performance-enhancing drugs? I just watched these young kids just smashed, I think, the national title for cross country in high school. Back-to-back winners, first time first time ever, I think it was. And I'm like, are these young high school kids running cross country using like some form of EPO or some form of like HGH? That would be crazy. I would lean towards probably not. Maybe they're on like Adderall or like a Ritalin or something like that. You'd be surprised what that could do for your focus. Maybe not for running, but I know a lot of high school athletes that used to take that, and for a soccer game, I've taken that. But I don't really know if it did much better, but I can see it the long term if you take strong dosages. But again, I don't know. Should they be legal? I think if you're not inflicting harm on someone, like those NFL, MMA, boxing, that's kind of like the tricky thing. But if we're playing tennis and you're willing to take some juice and increase that intensity in the tennis match, I'm all for it. I want Sammy Sosa hitting some grand slams, Mark McGwire hitting some bombs, Barry Bonds hitting some bombs. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. And I don't know. But again, look into it. More Plays, More Days. Shout out to Derek. He's literally a G. Check out that podcast with Joe Rogan, or just check out his content. You'd be surprised how many people are on drugs, and you'd be surprised how strict the testing is. So check that out. Deuces.